to Diamond Niners Weekly for Week 8 of the 2025 season. We have officially made it to the halfway point of the season. I am Nick, joined as always by Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Niner Nation?
With producer Brad, making it all go.
Hey.
All right, folks. I'm going to start off by just coming clean. You see all of us here. We are all in our individual homes, but we basically all just got back from the Haze. We spent some time at the Haze tonight, filming something, making some content for you guys that we're pretty excited about. And you'll get to see that sooner than later. And as we wrap that up, we haven't done a show yet this week. That's right. Okay. Let's all get home and start a show. So here we are, fresh back from the Haze. We're all here, boys.
Yeah, it was good to get to the Haze. It's always good to get to the Haze, and we caught a little bit of Niners batting practice a little bit, and it was good. Good to see you guys.
Producer Brad was out there working his magic on us. And, after seeing, we got to see a little bit of what producer Brad did for us there this afternoon. And I can already tell you it's going to be pretty exciting when you guys see this. Can't wait for you to see what we did out there. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we got through another week, and we had baseball at the Haze on Tuesday, baseball at the Haze on Wednesday. We were out there tonight on Thursday, and now we're at home, but we're getting ready to start a Friday, Saturday, Sunday home stand for the weekend. So, all right, lots of stuff to talk about, boys. Let's just talk about the on-field stuff, and we'll work some other topics in. But the big story here, okay, there's some other stories, some sub-stories, if you will. But the big story is the boys are riding a 5-game winning streak. Swept Memphis out in Tennessee, Western Tennessee, and then came back home. And really, there were these two midweeks on paper looked like pretty good challenges. Against Liberty on Tuesday night, USC upstate on Wednesday night, and the boys responded in big fashion. And just like that, we've won five in a row. And hey, we're going streaking.
Yeah, let's say Will Ferrell, we're going streaking. Maybe KFC's still open, but it feels good. It feels good to get those W's. I mean, stack those W's. Getting on the road, especially getting on the road in conference play, cranks our record up 4-2 in conference, puts us up near the top 3, top 4 in the conference right now. And then come home, and the 5-game weeks are always rough on your pitching. You test your depth, and we kind of saw that yesterday. As I think we threw 7 guys yesterday, but made it through the midweek, and got 2 dubs. We had a light delay in there somewhere. And the offense is starting to click too, which is good. I know we talked last time, and kind of we needed to get rolling, and Memphis seemed to be the cure for that. Just getting down there, and offense guys that had struggled a little bit stepped up, and they performed really well this weekend. So it was great to see.
Does my heart good. The offense at this point has shifted, and it's not Cody Gunderson trying to outscore the opponent. And we've done it that way. And on occasion, Cody has risen to the occasion, driving run after run in. But we're getting hits from up and down the lineup at this moment right now, and that was fantastic. I got to say, I think Saturday, and I don't want to skip over the Friday 7-1 win because Blake threw another gem, 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks, 11 Ks. Let's not just gloss over what Blake did on Friday. But on Saturday, I think that was, like, so far this year, like, my favorite complete game of the year, meaning that Cribbs, 7 innings, 1 earned run. He was very good, very effective. Didn't have to strike a lot of guys out, only 3 strikeouts, but he made it happen. He was getting the ground balls, getting the pop flies, letting the defense help him out and lift him up, and he did the job. But on offense, and this is why I love this game on Saturday so much at Memphis, was our plate approach. The plate approach on Saturday was just phenomenal. Everybody might not like to watch baseball like this, but I do. We were working. He threw 30. He threw like 30 pitches in the opposing pitcher threw like 30 pitches in the first inning, and then he threw like 30 again in the second inning. And we had him out by the third. And so at one point, and Cribbs at the end, I remember this specifically. At the end of 6 innings, Cribbs had thrown like 70 pitches. He had gotten through 6 innings, throwing 70 pitches. Their starter had thrown 90 pitches and been taken out. And then they had brought in another guy who we then had 70 pitches on. So Cribbs had just as many pitches as their second pitcher, their first pitcher having been run out of the game after throwing 90 in the first 3 innings. Those kind of ABs, Kevin, I love that. When I think at one point, I might get this wrong, but Poteet might have had like a 12. If Joe was here, he'd remember precisely, but he might have had like a 12 pitch at bat, something like that. I love that. That's the kind of baseball I love to watch.
Yes, that's the key to the game. You know, you see a lot of pitches, you get into the bullpen, and especially the deeper you get into the bullpen, the more success you're going to have normally. So, yeah, it's a good formula for success, and I enjoy watching that type of baseball too. Gritty at bats, being a tough out. That's what it comes down to. Being a tough out and having productive at bats, even if you're not getting on base, but getting a runner over, working the count, productive at bats are what the key is there.
It's exactly what Pete is explaining in that montage in Moneyball about working the counts, getting deeper in the bullpen, getting your pitch. I looked up the numbers here. We got through the game. Cribbs threw 92 pitches and JT threw 39 for 131 pitches. Memphis used 4 pitchers for 198 pitches. So they literally threw 67 more pitches than we did. That's awesome. If you do that on a consistent basis, you can really wear out an opposing pitching staff.
Yeah, you're burning arms, and then you get into Sunday, and it's a battle of attrition, really. Who's got what left, and we showed up Sunday. We threw a few guys, and we won that battle of attrition, really. The guy that stands out is AJ Camp. Over this past week, he made 2 appearances, and he got 2 W's. So that's pretty efficient for him. Zero ERA, 0 hits allowed in these 5 games, over the last 5 games in his 2 appearances. So obviously no hits, no earned runs. So yeah, that's a guy like that stands out. This weekend, he pitched well for us. Got some key innings. You mentioned Gillespie and Cribbs had great starts as well.
Combined 15 innings.
Yeah, a lot of guys on Sunday did the job to finish off the sweep. And that Sunday game is always hard to nail down because they're fighting, especially when they're at home. They're fighting not to be swept and trying to get some momentum going into the week. But yeah, we nailed down the sweep, first conference sweep of the season.
Yep.
Did it on the road, so that's another positive.
Yeah, it's hard to beat anybody 3 times in a weekend, and it's even harder to do it on the road. I don't care who you're playing against. And so that was fantastic. The Niners have now I don't know. We'd have to go back a little further on check the record book, but I can promise you we've won 6 in a row against Memphis because we swept them at the Hayes last year and then swept them in Memphis this year.
I think they were saying 9 in a row on the broadcast.
Third sweep.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Dating back to Conference USA 1.0 days, so
wow.
2005.
Wow.
And you mentioned the lineup rolling. During that series, we had 3 guys batting over 400. Dawson Bryce had a big weekend. Connor Marinac had a big weekend. I think both of them got recognition nationally.
Mm-hmm.
Birch came along, had a big homer. Made some great defensive plays also. And then Johnny Sutrick, he batted 375 on the weekend. Some great defensive plays as well out in left field in the 2 games he played. So it's good to see him getting hot and fitting in well to the lineup, it seems.
Johnny Baseball. This may well be, this 5-game stretch may well be remembered as the stretch where Johnny Baseball emerged. For all the reasons you stated, he's hit 2 home runs in that stretch to put the Niners in the lead. One at Memphis and one last night against Upstate. I mean, his hits. He's not only hitting, but they're timely hits, and he's really starting to come into his own. And he's playing great defense. He's looking healthy. He's playing healthy. It's great to see. And with as far as talking about Connor Marinac, excuse me, this is what we thought we would be seeing. And it took him a little time. The defense, he's handled shortstop admirably the entire time. But now the bat's starting to go, and you can kind of see it kind of developing because he's been hitting balls pretty sharp all season. He's just had a knack for hitting balls right where they are. There's no other way to say it. He's been hitting the ball on the screws a lot. He's just been hitting it right at guys. And now they're starting to fall. Some of them are starting to fall over the fence, too, because he's hitting for power as well as average. And, hey, I know they say this all the time. They say this in the dugout. Don't let the Niners get hot. And that seems like where we're moving towards. Another big opportunity this weekend against Wichita State, but which I know we're going to talk about. But it's hard to complain about anything right now. Even as fans, it's hard to find anything to pick on because the pitching's doing well, and now the hitting's coming from up and down the lineup. No one person's having to carry the load. This is kind of what we envisioned going back to last fall, Kevin.
Yeah, you mentioned at the beginning of the show we're at the halfway point of the season. We got 8 weeks left. It's a good time to get hot. Good time to get things clicking and rolling. Man, like the last 5 games, we got 3 guys with 2 homers. And they're Connor Marinac, Dawson Bryce, Johnny Sutrick, guys that haven't been at the top of the lineup. I mean, as far as production goes in a few weeks, but these guys are stepping it up over the past week, and it's great to see. Perfect timing for this. It's we kind of, like you mentioned earlier, you kind of saw it coming. Balls were hit hard, but just weren't finding the holes. That's the way the game goes sometimes. But yeah, glad to see it come to fruition. Yeah,
there's a lot to like right now. A lot to like. And these the competition. I mean, I know Memphis, they're what they are, but these midweek wins, Liberty's no slouch. When you take a look at some of the people they've put away in their midweeks already, Liberty likes to collect ACC scalps, and they have their share of them. So to bring them into the Hayes and get a win on Tuesday night is big. And Upstate, maybe they're having a little more issue pitching on the weekend, et cetera. But Upstate's a really offensive ball club. They can hit. They are top 20, top 25 in a number of offensive categories nationally, and to silence their bats for the most part the way we did, to hold them and not let them. Not let them get in too big of a groove is a big deal, especially on a fifth day. by the time you're using your pitching staff on the fifth day to only allow 4 runs and get the win, I'll take that every time.
Yeah, had to lead that game most of the game. They punched back. I think it was the top of the 7th, tied it up, and then Johnny Sutrick with the big hit. Big 3-run homer in the 7th inning and insurance run in the 8th to salt that one away. That was a good test of the team, and they could have folded. They could have folded right then when Upstate tied it up in that 7th inning. But Johnny Baseball's clutch. He had a clutch hit, and our pitching closed it out. I think Adam Stanton. I think he started the Tuesday game and then closed the Wednesday game. So, impressive week from him as well. Hey, he pitched 4.2 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs. So, a good week for him.
Yeah, so many guys are getting it done, and that's what you got to have. I was just going to point out a few of these midweek performances that Liberty has had so far this year. They won in Raleigh against State 9-8. They went to Durham and beat Duke 12-4 on their home field. They went to Bowie's Creek and beat Campbell, which we know how tough they are. Let's see. They lost a pair to Clemson, but they went to Winston. Oh, no, this was in Lynchburg, forgive me, against Wake Forest. They beat Wake Forest 11-8 in a midweek. They beat Virginia in Lynchburg 5-3. So this is Liberty. Liberty's a team that does a lot of damage in the midweeks, and for them to come to the Hayes, that's fantastic. Their RPI is I think let's see, updated 63. That's I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because that would be way ahead of ourselves, but. Much later on in the season, if you're talking about resume, a Liberty win is on your resume.
Right. That's on the good side of the resume. And I think our RPI, looking at the game notes now with Joe Templin prepared, I think we're at 80.
I got us at 80 right now. Yep.
80. So, moving on up, as they say.
Yeah. And that's, let's be realistic. 80 is not – that's not in the conversation, but it's the midway point in the season. So there's still a lot of baseball left to be played. But what I would say about being 80 in the RPI is that you're not out of it.
Right.
You're not really on your name's not on anybody's lips at this point, but and you're starting to see some of those bracket projections come out. D1's got their first one out this week, and I know you and I already talked about it. They're full of crap. I'm sorry that those guys do a lot of good stuff, but when they talk about the American, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, there's a team that's got a 75 RPI that's in the tournament, as they say already, and they're 5 spots ahead of us. But anyway, it's too early to talk. It's really too early. They did the mid-season report. They did the mid-season report, and that's why we're talking about it. But a lot of ball left to be played.
Yeah, and we're gonna settle it all on the field before it's over with. We're 2 weekends in the conference play. That's everybody's got a lot of baseball left to play. Taking a look at it, 4-2 for the Niners in the American is good enough for 4th place all alone in 4th. And Wichita State, the opponent coming in this weekend, is 3-3. So this is one of those. You got to win. You got to win series at home anyway. But this is one of those separator series. If you take care of business at home against Wichita State, you're moving towards the upper. You're moving towards the top 4 in the conference. And I think that's what we talk about year in and year out, Kevin. Is wanting Charlotte baseball obviously to be first every year. Why not? But top 4 is what we talk about all the time. And here we are sitting in fourth after 2 weeks. And this is one of those, come conference tournament seeding time, this is one of those separator series.
Yeah, you always want to be wearing the home whites down in Clearwater, down in the tournament. But you look at Wichita State; they lost a series at Tulane to start their conference play, and then they beat UAB 2 out of 3 at home last weekend to even out their record at 3-3. They did play a midweek at home. They hosted Kansas State, who's ranked 22nd in the country. They lost in the slugfest 13-10 to them. So they're coming off a little bit of a losing streak, but definitely a quality opponent. Historically, a good program. We know a lot about it here in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, I'm sure every game is going to be close, and it's going to be a dogfight all 3 games.
Yeah. Their strength of schedule is 30. 10-17 overall, 123 RPI, but 30 strength schedule. It's they seem to me to be a team that they have some players. There's plenty of guys to like on that roster, but they just haven't put it together yet. And hopefully we continue to not allow them to get that together this weekend at the Hayes. Because you don't want to be, you don't ever want to be the one. You don't want to ever be somebody's get right.
Yep.
Opponent. I'm not suggesting we will be, but that's not what you want to be.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny. Like, it seems like since the portal's been open, like college baseball, I feel like a lot of teams take a while to get going. There's the team chemistry, and you got so many new players every year. I think what it boils down to is a lot of teams take a while to get going, take a while to mesh, and that's why we see a lot of slow starts and teams starting to figure it out during conference play because they played a lot of games together and they're starting to mesh. But you're looking back at last year, we went out to Wichita State and they got us 3 games there, so we owe them a little bit. We owe them a little payback from last year out in Wichita, Kansas. So they're coming here now, and it should be a good series.
Yeah, and it's the pitching side for them that's really sort of struggled to sort itself out. And our bat, we just got through talking about how our bats are in a good place right now, and now the offense is kind of rolling. So hopefully that just keeps, those trends keep going, and we take care of business. By the way, I mean, we did win on Wednesday night. Last night, we did win the Will Lancaster Cup for the battle for USC Upstate. Is this weekend? Is this the Lauren Hibbs Cup?
It should be. It should be. And I guess we didn't win the Chandler Raleigh Cup, but
we did not.
We got the Will Lancaster Cup, and going after the Lauren Hibbs Cup this weekend. So that should be a thing. Maybe that should be a thing.
Yeah, why not? I mean, only on this show, but we can invent our own competitions. Why not?
Well, things that have been talked about on the show have made their way into public before.
It's true. It's true. We're influencers, Kevin. What can I say? We're influencers. So, taking a look at just put the schedule out there. Friday, 6:00, Saturday at 4:00, and Sunday at 1. I will throw out there that right now, if you've looked at a weather app, Sunday does not look great. So be prepared maybe that there's a chance that maybe Saturday could turn into a doubleheader or something. We haven't heard anything to that effect, but I can just read a weather app. You got to think that maybe that would come into play at some point. Stay tuned.
Yeah. And real quick, when we're talking about stadium stuff, we got to talk about your favorite food, the hot dogs, for a second.
Oh, yeah.
They got
Oh, yeah.
a big. I don't know. I don't want to say it went viral, but gained a lot of attention this weekend. The promotion that the Niners are doing at the Hayes. They're having a hot dog contest for the month of April, and so I think it's students only. But I think they showed the standings. I saw the standings, and I think one kid had 5 hot dogs, and he's in the lead right now.
Yeah, lead was 5
But that's an ongoing promotion at the Hayes.
for the whole month of April.
Yep. For students, go out there and get some hot dogs and see how many you can eat. There's $2 hot dogs on Tuesdays. I heard during the light malfunction delay, they sold out. They sold out all the hot dogs they had at the Hayes on Tuesday. So, how many did you eat there, Nick, on Tuesday?
Kevin's. I see producer Brad. He's signaling 2. He was good for 2. Kevin's always giving me a hard time about hot dogs because what goes better, like more than baseball and hot dogs, right? And I consume a lot of baseball. I consume 0 hot dogs. Just like no. If there's another option at the concession stand, I'm going with that. I don't know. It's not them. It's not hot dogs. It's me. It's a me thing.
And there's just something about a ballpark dog. Every time, especially on Tuesdays, I'll definitely grab a few. But I just want to give you a hard time. But
no, you know what? I am glad that they bring so many people joy. I'm just not in on it, and it's okay. I mean, it's fine. I do want to throw out one thing, Kevin. Now, I don't have this. This hasn't been firmed up yet, but I have talked to some folks that are thinking about coming out a little later in the season and engaging in the 999 challenge. Have you heard about this one?
Yes. Yeah, that might be a little costly if you're trying to do that. So it's nine dogs, 9 beers through
in 9 innings.
That might run you a pretty penny at the Hayes. But they do have. Speaking of, they do have Friday nights. They have baseball bingo and Friday night flights. You can get a deal of a hot dog, beer, and a large popcorn for $15 at the Hayes on Friday nights. So check that out if you're into that. Another promotion Saturday, dog days at the Hayes. Bring your dogs, not your hot dogs, but your regular dogs. Real dogs to the Hayes. I think you got to sign a waiver, but and then Sunday, family fun day, got a bundle of tickets starting at $10. Kids run the bases after the game, so weather permitting. But yeah, there's your promotion for the week.
So I want to, and I just want to assure the listeners, our loyal listeners, in their dozens and dozens and hundreds of thousands, that if there is indeed a 999 challenge attempt at the Hayes, we'll be covering that. Like that's getting live tweeted. I mean, maybe even over the game. I mean, you know, the Charlotte baseball account, you know, you get your score from that. We can tweet the 999 challenge. I mean,
yeah, I may participate if there's a beer deal going on that night, then maybe I might enter that 999.
That I think that could be big. I mean, like I said, I'm not in for 1 hot dog, much less 9. But yeah. So anyway, that's out there. It was something else you did bring up is the lights did go out at the Hayes during the Liberty game. So it was just one. Producer Brad says if he can sub soda for beer, he's in. 9 hot dogs and 9 sodas in 9 innings. Producer Brad, is that what? Man, that's still. I'll bring the Maalox. You know, I mean that's all.
Yeah, well, it's a Tuesday night, and you probably some of us have to work on Wednesday, so I'm probably out. I'm probably out on that too.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the lights did go out on Tuesday. It was only one bank of them. It's not like they all went out, but they had to get that worked out. And it took, I don't know, did it take an hour? Did it take an hour and a half? I don't know. My phone was hour and a half. I was, people were texting like, what's going on? Like, There's a bank of lights out. It's a good thing that, they're still in warranty. At one point, Coach Bartley up in Pennsylvania texted me and said, "What are you doing? Where are you? What are you doing?" I said, "I can't talk right now, Coach. I'm running an extension cord. I'm holding an extension cord."
Get some lights from the football stadium.
Yeah, we're working on the lights here. But so game time this weekend, like I said, 6, 4, and 1. Keep an eye on the weather. Worth mentioning, though, that because we won't be, there's a couple things I want to talk about because we won't be back on the air before then. But next Tuesday night is our first trip to a minor league ballpark for the season. And that is in my adopted hometown of Kannapolis, North Carolina, Atrium Health Ballpark, home of the Kannapolis Cannonballers, where the Niners are going to take on Gardner-Webb at 6:05. So if you don't already have your tickets for that, well, what's wrong with you? Let's go to K-Town and play some baseball.
Yeah, well, I haven't got mine yet, but I am going. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I missed last year because of youth baseball and whatnot, but looking forward to getting up there. And that's a good place to maybe do the 999 challenge because they got all kinds of stuff there. Oh
yeah, and out there in the outfield. That's a great place to do that. But yeah, so in addition to the games at the Hayes this weekend, come out to Kannapolis, come out to Atrium Health Ballpark next Tuesday night to see the Niners take on Gardner-Webb. All right, so something else we need to talk about, Kevin. We as we kind of start to wind this down, we did tease this on the way in. I said that we had basically all just gotten back from the Hayes, and I wasn't lying. We did. We all, it was like, oh, we gotta all get home so we do a show. So the three of us were at the Hayes this afternoon. We were filming a video, a promo for Niner Nation Gives next week. And if you don't know what Niner Nation Gives is, it is a 49-hour long giving campaign, a celebration of the university, where we all, as alumni, friends, family, what have you, stakeholders in the university come together and give to various causes. And they kind of make it a little bit of a game, if you will. There's different challenges and different things going on like that. And while we've always been like personal, we've always participated in it, with personal gifts and things like that. We've never really gotten involved like from a, I guess the word leadership standpoint is the way to put it, Kevin. So this year there is going to be a Grand Slam Club challenge during Niner Nation Gives, which starts on Tuesday. So same night that we're at the ballpark in Kannapolis, starting on Tuesday, ending on Wednesday. Starting on Tuesday, ending on Thursday. It's 8th to the 10th. We thought this was the right year to get involved and issue a challenge for the Grand Slam Club, and basically it's this: we've set a modest goal to raise $5,000 during Niner Nation Gives for the Grand Slam Club. And the way this is happening is there's going to be a $5,000 dollar for dollar match. So if you feel so inclined to help the program out and to join us in what we're trying to do, you can make a donation to the Grand Slam Club, any amount, no amount's too big or small, and it'll be matched dollar for dollar up to $5,000. So hopefully what we'll do pretty quickly is raise $5,000 for the Grand Slam Club along with the match. That'll give us $10,000.
Right. And hats off to you and your family. You've been working behind the scenes on this for quite a while now. And I'm happy to be a part of it and help you guys. I know it's been a lot of work. So I'm excited to see it get going. and you had a great idea to put together a little video, and so we could pass it around and spread the word a little easier. Today we got that done today at the Hayes, and that was pretty exciting. A little nerve wracking because I'm not a trained actor or anything. You'll probably be able to tell that right when you watch the video, but it was cool. It was cool. I enjoyed being on Hayes, being out to Hayes, and walking around the field a little bit and try to help out a good cause. It's what we do. We try to promote the program as much as we can, and help any way we can. And this is a great way for us to be involved in helping the program get towards its ultimate goal of getting to Omaha and do great things there. So hats off to you and your family for doing the work behind the scenes and getting this thing rolling.
Well, it's just all of us. And by the way, big thank you to the staff today for basically just giving us the run of the Hayes. Once practice ended and before Wichita State came in, we were basically given free run of the Hayes. And let's face it, Kevin, that could have gone wrong in so many ways. If you let the three of us, I mean, who knows? We could have been running around the bases, sliding in the home plate. We didn't do any of those things, but we could have. So really appreciate the staff working with us on that and giving us and open access to do what we needed to do there. But this is for all of us, whether it's me, Kevin, producer Brad, whatever. I mean, what's the old saying? Put your money where your mouth is. And that's what we're all doing. And that's what we want as many people as possible to join us in doing come next week, starting next Tuesday. So hopefully as many of you all that see this or see that video when it comes out will stand alongside us and try to make some things happen for the program. I do want to say, Kevin, that we did put a little caveat on there. I'll let you explain it, but we wanted people to make a donation in any amount possible. But there was a little extra thing we wanted people to do.
Yeah, that's one of my lines that I had to memorize, right?
That's why I'm letting you do it.
You can donate in honor or memory of someone connected to the program, player, coach, or teammate, just when you donate, there's a spot on the form. You just say their name and how they influenced you from the program.
Yeah. So a coach, a teammate, a staff member, another fan. Do with this whatever you want. We want people to not just participate because ultimately we are trying to raise funds for the program, and that's what Niner Nation Gives does. But we also want to use this as an opportunity to celebrate us as a community.
And bring some recognition to a player or coach or someone that had an influence on you. And Nick and I, we've talked about possibly compiling some of these and talking about them on another video, like putting together a tribute, I guess you'd say, to whoever donates or whoever says, so-and-so influenced me and then did this and that and the other, and really meant a lot to me. So hopefully we get a lot of good stories and we can tell them to you once we get them.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that, and we've already put in our honorarium, if you will, and you'll just have to watch the video when it comes out to find out which way we went with it. But we can't wait to hear about you guys and what your who you want to remember, who you want to honor with your gifts. Check that out on the webs. Charlotte, let's see, it's ninernationgives.charlotte.edu. And I promise we'll be putting a link out on that next week. So we're just proud to be participating in this and can't wait to celebrate the program with you next week.
Yeah, and producer Brad has the tall task of making us look like we know what we're talking about. And I will give you a little teaser. There are some action shots in this this little montage, possibly. I don't know if they make the cutting room floor, or they might make the final cut, but there are possibly some action shots on the field.
Maybe what we should have done, we can still discuss it, Kevin. Maybe if we hit a certain hurdle or something, producer Brad can release the outtakes.
No, we don't want that.
Because I promise you all, folks, there were outtakes. There were plenty of outtakes of us trying to
remember our lines. First off, that was the hardest thing.
Trying to remember our lines and trying to say them the way we wanted to and all that stuff. So anyway, all right, enough about that. You'll be hearing more about it, but it's important to us. So we wanted to take some time tonight and tell you about it, because by the time we see you again, by the time we're in this space again, Niner Nation Gives will be over, and we'll be talking about the after effects of Niner Nation Gives. Not to mention, there's some opponent coming in here to the Hayes that next weekend. I'd have to look at the schedule to remember who it is. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I know we're playing Uptown on Friday.
We are playing Uptown on that next Friday, a week from tomorrow. But
and
we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Well, real quick, I plugged the Alumni Association there. They rented out the party area out in left field, down the left field line. They got tickets on sale. I think we tweeted the link out. Go to is it 49eralumni.com?
Yeah.
Something like that. But check it out if you're interested. It's include your ticket. There's some buffet, and there's some Niner swag that you get as well with that. And you get to sit with other Niners out there in the picnic area. So
it's also a cash bar, which you're like, big deal, cash bar. But what that means is there's a bar in there, which means you don't have to go stand in line at the concession stand, which sometimes can get pretty long. You've got a dedicated bar there within the event space, so you don't have to go out and stand in line. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I've done it 1 year, and it was a great experience out there.
Yeah. All right, so I think we've touched on all the key points here, boys. It's already we just got done with Game 5 of that set last night. It's Thursday night, and now we're already talking about we're back at the Hayes tomorrow night. Which by the time you're watching this, it'll be tonight, or heck, you might not get around to watching this on Saturday or whatever. Get out to the Hayes. The weather for Friday and Saturday looks absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be in the low to mid 80s, sunshine, wear sunscreen, get out to the Hayes, pack the Hayes. If you want to tailgate with us on Saturday, we'll be out there. We'll be right out in front of the stadium. Be hard to miss. If you want to stop by, you don't need an invitation. And if you do need an invitation, you just got one right here. So come on by. It's going to be a fun weekend. I think this is an important weekend of baseball at the Hayes. Wichita State is somebody that we definitely need to position ourselves in front of. And man, if you can't be excited riding a winning streak, I don't know. I can't help you.
Right. Yeah. It's exciting times. And you mentioned being at the Hayes today. I forgot to mention. It was really cool being out there, seeing them practice and take BP and all that. But what a lot of fans may not know that our players actually clean up the stadium and make sure the seats are clean and all the signage it looks right. And they were in the process of washing down things while we were getting ready to do our little work. But hats off to those guys. They're taking care of our stadium and taking care of the Hayes, making sure the fans have a good experience. And have a nice, clean stadium to sit in and watch the Niners get some W's.
Yeah. So when things look nice when you show up tomorrow, our guys did that. The boys on the field take time to go and make that happen for the fans. So
and coaches.
Yeah. So it's awesome to see that. And they want you to come see them. when you want people to come visit you at your house, you got company coming over. What do? straighten up real quick before people come over. And that's what they're doing. And they want you to come see them. So I know we're preaching to the choir here on this show. Also, guys, speaking of coming to the Hayes, if you haven't noticed the Adirondack chairs around, you got to go check those out. There's some on top of the hill for Grand Slam Club members. There's some right down there on the right field line. It almost looks like you're looking down there behind the fence, and you're like, well, who's important enough to sit down there? You remember the Grand Slam Club? That's you. You're important enough to sit down there.
The Tyler Simmons suite down there.
The Tyler Simmons suite down there. Wander down there, if you know what I'm talking about, down the right field line, and you see those Adirondack chairs down there. If you remember the Grand Slam Club, you're invited there too. Go down and have a seat and watch the game down there. It's kind of like courtside seats. Really cool. So as many people as possible need to go check that out. And we've been down there a couple times, and it's awesome. And all that's being driven. Really, Woody is kind of the creative visionary behind all that, trying to create some different viewing opportunities for fans at the Hayes. These folks really want you to come out and see them, watch them play. So they're working hard.
Have a good time.
They want you to have a good time. So, oblige them. Come out. Have a hot dog if that's your thing. Or 5 or 9. Come out and have a good time. All right, boys. That's all we got for tonight. It's been a day. It's been a week. Honestly, we're going to wrap this up. I can promise you, we all need a good night's rest before we get ready for a weekend of baseball. So we're going to wrap this up here. Can't wait to see everybody out at the Hayes again this weekend. So find Diamond Niner Report all over social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're never on TikTok. Don't even look for us there because we're not down with that. Check out this podcast. We are on YouTube. We're on Spotify. You can find us some other places, but YouTube and Spotify are kind of the best go-to spots to find us. And if you really want to see us and, heckle us, give feedback, make comments, whatever, just say hello. We love doing that. See us at the Hayes. Say hello because we're kind of old-fashioned like that. All right. For Kevin, for producer Brad, this has been Nick saying we'll see you at the Hayes.